guys, I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome back to my channel. And today I decided to do a story time. So if you know me, you know I have a 2-year-old son. If you don't, I have a 2-year-old son. Well, he will be 2 this month on the 12th, October 12th. And so I'm going to share my labor and delivery story. Now, I'm not sharing this to scare anybody or to draw anybody back from getting pregnant or having a baby or whatever, but I had to share mine, y'all. So, he was born, it is a boy, his name is Jason, we call him JJ. He was born on October 12th, of course, like I said before. It was a Saturday at about, you know what, I don't even know the exact time, and you'll find out why later, but it was a Saturday, around morning time it was. My contractions actually started on Friday, early morning on a Friday. It was like, let's say 12 a.m. around 3 a.m. is when my contractions started. I think it was that then, or if the Friday morning when I woke up. It was one of those, but my contractions started on a Friday. And it was painful, guys. I mean, I don't know why they were so painful then, because I had just started contracting. I know it wasn't false labor because it was painful, basically. And for those that have been pregnant before, there is a false labor and there is true labor. False labor is when you're contracting, but there's no pain with those contractions, and once you get up and start moving, they basically just go away. They're called Braxton Hicks contractions. True labor is painful, and it does not go away when you walk. It actually gets more frequent and consistent as you move around. So I knew it wasn't true labor because it was coming routinely. So that morning, I went and sat on the toilet. I know, TMI. I went and sat on the toilet and I passed my mucus plug. Now, for those that don't know what a mucus plug is, it is what they call bloody show, and that mucus is what is plugging up your uterine or your cervix, whatever, one of those, from your water breaking. You usually pass your mucus plug before your water breaks. So I passed my mucus plug, and I called up the OBGYN's assistant, or I guess she was the midwife. She wasn't my primary care OBGYN, but she was the one that basically seen me throughout the whole pregnancy because the OBGYN was always too busy. So I called her. Her name was Tracy, I believe. And I was like, I passed my mucus plug, what do I do? And she's like, and I'm contracting as well. And she was like, just wait until those contractions get more frequent and they get more painful, basically, before I go into the hospital. Now, how I interpreted that was, she wanted me to wait until I'm dying or something. I don't know, because them contractions was painful, y'all. So, whatever, I waited. So that day, my husband and I went to Costco, and we were going to buy some snacks because I was not about to go up into the hospital without snacks. I needed my snacks. So we went to Costco, and we were walking around, and the whole time I'm like contracting, but it wasn't as painful because I was walking around, and I kind of just took my mind off of it. So we're walking around Costco and I mean, mind you, I was overdue, y'all. I'm like a week and some overdue. Like, this baby did not want to come out. He was chilling in my belly. He was like, no, mama, I'm not ready to come. It's comfortable in here. He was chilling. They actually wanted to induce me, and that. Those that are not familiar with that is when the sorry, I can hear my son, so I'm trying to multitask here. That is when the OBGYN, the doctor, manually breaks your labor. So they basically take someone up there and pop the water around your around the fetus. So they wanted to do that, and my husband is the type to research everything. He's a nerd, so he just researches everything. So he researched it with me, and we decided, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to wait until he felt that he wanted to come out. So that's what we did. So, I mean, we were doing everything to try and make this baby come out. I mean, I was walking, doing everything. We was having sex. Sorry for those that are not married or whatever, but, well, they're not into that, whatever. But we was having sex to try and get this baby to come out. And he was chilling. He was not trying to come out. I don't know, but back to Costco. So we got back from Costco, and we had dinner. It was nighttime. No, we came home and we chilled a little bit, and then, nighttime came around, evening or whatever, and it was time for dinner. We had some nice broadie and a stew for my Ghanaians. Yes, I am Ghanaian, so for those that don't know what broadie and stew are, find a Ghanaian person and ask them, or a researcher. So it's basically plantains and stew. So we had some nice broadie and stew, y'all. That baby decided to come out after we had that broadie and stew. Hold on, y'all. Okay, sorry, y'all. I have to go take care of some stuff. But anyway, where did I leave off at? Okay, so that baby decided to come out after we had that nice meal. So we had the meal, and my contractions were starting, they were getting more frequent. So, I was like, all right, let me just wait it out a little bit more. So we went to bed, and them contractions woke me up. Now, if you know me, for anybody that knows me, especially my husband, they know that can't nothing wake me up from my sleep. Look, them contractions woke me up. Like, you can smack me across the face, throw bricks at me, and when I wake up from my sleep, them contractions woke me up, y'all. So I woke up, and I'm like, like 0 to 100 real quick. I'm just like, oh, my stomach. Well, it wasn't my stomach, it was under there. I'm like being dramatic. 100% dramatic. And I'm like, Aboach. That's what I call my husband. It's his nickname. Aboach. I think they're getting more freaking now. I have to go into the hospital. This brother man gonna tell me, no, let's wait a little bit. I was about ready to kill him when he said, and I was like, if you don't take me to the hospital right now, I'm going to kill you and then drive myself there. Then call the police for you, okay? So they can come take your body away. But I guess when he heard that, I didn't say all that, but that's how I was thinking. But I was like, I did say, I was like, if you don't take me to the hospital, I'm going to kill you. I wanted to add all that extra, but the contractions was like, but anyhow, I guess when he heard like the seriousness in my voice, he was like, okay, let's go. So I had my backpack, maternity backpack, and everything, my toothbrush, brushes, extra clothes, I had everything in there, my snacks, of course. I actually overpacked, so we're driving to the hospital. We get lost, y'all. And the whole time I'm sitting in the car, I'm just like this. Every time the contractions will start, I'm like this. And you know what? The worst thing about those contractions for me was that it's not like a constant pain. It like it accelerates. It starts and then it accelerates, and then it hits that peak, y'all. Woo! It hits that peak and then it starts to drop. And you don't know when the next one was coming. So for me, it was just like, just the surprise of it, like the not knowing when it was coming was like, it was driving me crazy, y'all, because I didn't know. Like, I would have a period of like, okay, it's subsided now, I'm okay, and then it would just start up again, and just like I wanted to dig my nails into my own flesh and just like tear it out, tear off my skin like I'm coming out of a cocoon or something. But yeah, so we got lost. We finally found the hospital or whatnot. So we go in, and then they take us in, you know, put the little name band around your hand and everything. And the nurse is like, okay, well, let me check your cervix to see how much you dilated, because you have to be at like, I think you have to be dilated to at least a 3 or a 4 before they can keep you in that hospital. So she checked my cervix, and she was like, okay, I think I was at a 4 or something like that. She was like, okay, you're at a 4. We're going to put you into the labor and delivery room. I was so happy, y'all, because I was not about to go back home. I was ready for that epidural. So we went in, and they asked me if I wanted the epidural. I said, yes, ma'am. Please give me that epidural, because I can't right now. So, you know, they have you bend over like this and sit up on the bed, bend over, and then they numb you in the spot that they're gonna stick that long needle. I ain't look, cause you know. So they put it in there, and what it does is it numbs you from like up here ongoing. So they put the epidural in, and mind y'all, the whole time I'm pregnant, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this birth natural. Like, I'm not even gonna take no medicine. I'm not gonna take no epidural, because I don't like taking medicine. But y'all, when that came, all of that was like out the window. I didn't care no more. I was like, give me the epidural, drug me, so I don't have to feel this, because this is torture, y'all. So yeah, they put the epidural in. I think they keep the tube up in your spines, and they give you a manual pump that you can pump. If you're still feeling pains, you can press it, and it will inject more epidural into your spine. So y'all, the whole time I'm laying there, I'm clicking away. Every time I felt some type of pain, cloop, cloop, I'm clicking that thing. So eventually I stopped, because I was like, maybe I'm doing this too much. I don't know. But y'all, I was numb. Up here, all the way down, I could not feel a thing, y'all. I was numb, like nothing. But the funny thing was that I could still feel a slight pain when whenever the contractions would start. So it wasn't that serious, so I just let it ride. I was kind of like, whatever. So they kept coming in and out. The nurses kept coming in and out, and sorry y'all, I'm still remembering. I'm kind of going out of sequence, because I'm still trying to remember. They kept coming in and out to check me, to see if my cervix was dilating, and I was not dilating. Like, my cervix did not dilate beyond 5, y'all. And you know what? The reason for that was they actually induced me in the hospital, because my water still had not broke. So they manually went up there and they broke my water, and I still was not dilating. And later on, what I found out through, research in nursing school, is that especially for first-time mothers, the epidural will slow down your contractions. Like, they will cause them to slow down. So I don't know, for me, the epidural just stopped everything. Like, I was not contracting at all. So we actually fell asleep in the hospital and woke up in the morning, and I was still not dilated. So the doctor came in, and she was like, oh, We're gonna have to take you in for an emergency C-section, y'all. I was like, emergency what? Emergency C-section. So y'all, nobody wants to have no emergency nothing when with their first child. I mean, first, second child, whatever. Whenever you're in labor, like delivery, you don't want to have to deal with anything like that. So at that point, I'm like, I mean, there's tears streaming down my face because it's like, this is not what I wanted for my first birth, y'all. So we went into the operation room. And I'm like crying. I'm crying. Like there's tears coming down. They're asking me, "Are you okay?" I was pretty calm, but I just did not like what was going on. So they're strapping my arms down, and I'm like, "Hold up, what's going on? Why are they strapping my arm?" Of course, when you get surgery, they gotta, especially if you're gonna be awake, they gotta strap your arms. So I started to freak out. Like I was having a panic attack, like a mild panic attack. Like, why y'all strapping down my arms? And they were like, "No, ma'am, you gotta keep your arms down." So that's when I started crying even more. I'm like boo-hooing, ooh. My husband just standing there wiping my tears or whatever. And mind you, he was so nervous, y'all. He was like, he's frozen. He don't know what to do with himself. So he's standing there trying to wipe my tears. So then they finally strapped me down, and I'm just looking up at my husband because I'm just there's no words to describe how I was feeling at that point. It was just, I don't know. I still get emotional about it because I did not expect it. It was becoming a bad experience for me, and that's not even the worst, y'all. So they start to cut me, and I feel the tug. They're starting to cut me. They're giving me the they do a bikini incision now. Like that's like they don't cut your stomach like this. They do a bikini incision like right under your belly, so that you can wear a bikini. That's what they said. I'm like, when the doctor told me that, I was like, for where? I don't wear no bikini. So that's what I said in my head, but I was like, okay, that's fine. At least I won't have a big scar on my stomach. So they start to cut me down there. And then I start to feel pain, y'all. So I'm like, I can feel it. Ow, ow, ow. I can feel it. So she stops, and the doctor is like, wait, you can feel the pain? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay. And then we're going to have to put you to sleep. Y'all, that's when I started freaking out. I wasn't bawling no more. I was just, I don't even know. I wasn't boo-hooing no more. I was bawling at this point. I was, I don't want to, going off. My husband had to leave the room. Like, really? Y'all gonna put me to sleep and he cannot be here? Like, what is this? But I understand it's hospital procedures, it has to be a sterile environment, blah, blah, blah. So they let him go out the room, so I'm bawling. They start to put anesthesia on me, like they put a face mask on me. And then I was like starting to react to the anesthesia. So I was like, I'm getting dizzy. Then I start flipping out even more, and I'm telling the doctor I'm dizzy. And she's like, ma'am, that's a normal thing. It's okay, just relax. So then I start to get tingly all over, like it's itchy or something. And I'm like, it's tingling, it's itchy. Like, I'm panicking, y'all. And she's like, ma'am, calm down. The anesthesiologist is like, ma'am, just count to whatever, count to. And I'm thinking, if you don't get out my ear. So I'm flipping out. But y'all, at that point, honestly, I don't know what y'all faith is, but for me, I had to call on the Lord Jesus Christ, y'all. I had to, because that was the only thing that was going to calm me down at that moment. So I could hear I could just hear, I could feel the spirit just telling me, be still, just be still, just calming me down. So at that moment, it clicked, and I was like, you know what, God has not brought me this far to leave me. Because y'all, I mean, I'm laughing throughout this video, but honestly, I didn't think that I was gonna wake up to see my child, and that's what freaked me out. I thought I was gonna die in the process of this whole thing. They put me to sleep. I don't know if I'm gonna wake up again. So at that point, I calmed down. Thank you, Jesus, for that. I calmed down, and then I had to also like think about my child, because if I go into distress, that's gonna put him in distress and make this whole thing even more complicated than what it is. So they put me to sleep, and y'all, after that, all I remember is counting, and then I was gone, and then I woke up, and they're like, congratulations, your baby's here. And you know what, after that, everything, all that like bad experience just disappeared. I didn't get to experience the normal procedure of labor and delivery, but at that point, the fact that my husband was standing next to me smiling and calm, and the fact that my child was there unharmed. I mean, they said he came out just calm. He wasn't even crying until they stimulated him. He was just cooling. So the fact that he came out healthy and good, I was like, you know, I don't even care about what I just endured, y'all. Like, my child is here. I'm alive. I get to see him. The first thing I said when I woke up was, I asked my husband, does he have your nose? And they all bust out laughing, because I was always like, oh my gosh, is he gonna get his nose or blood? But anyway. So, yeah, I woke up and he was there. Everything went smooth from there on. He's still here. He's alive. I'm still here. I'm alive. Thank you, Jesus. But yeah. Is there any moral to the story? I don't know. Like, my advice for those of y'all that are pregnant or soon to become pregnant or whatnot, or will be pregnant in the future, planning to get pregnant in the future, like, think positive for your pregnancy, but just know that there is a lot of complications that comes with labor and delivery. So, I mean, prepare yourself mentally, prepare yourself for the positive, but just prepare yourself mentally and all of that even if something goes wrong, like, you're gonna be calm and you're gonna find something to lean on that's gonna take all that fear and anxiety away. Like, don't freak out like I did, yo. Because that did not help the situation at all. Of course, that's a normal reaction for us human beings. Like, that's how we're gonna, especially for mothers, that's how we're gonna react. We don't want nothing to happen to our babies, but yeah, just be cool, be calm, enjoy your pregnancy, enjoy the labor and delivery. Trust me, once that baby is out, every negative connotation that came with the labor and delivery will disappear. So yes, that was my labor and delivery story. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna be back with another story or advice, story time, all of that. So thank y'all for tuning in and watching. See you later.